Happy Saturday, everybody. This is Eric in the Card Closet. Thanks for joining me for another episode. We will start off like we always do. We've got a Mystery Man of the Day, episode number 495. So we're going with a guy that had 495 career doubles. Let's see if you can figure out who he was or is. He's a big boy. We said Jay Buhner was a big boy. This boy's even bigger. So just to get you going on the right track, 6'5", 240. He had rookie cards in 1990 in Bowman, Fleer Update, Leaf, O-Pee-Chee, Score, and Topps. And his Topps rookie card has a well-known and valuable variation that next to it in the book says NNOF. His Topps run ran from 1990 to 2009. He had all-star first baseman cards in 1993, 1994, and 1995 Topps. In 2004 Topps, he is on the American League home run leader card, and he's also got a designated hitter all-star card. This guy played 2 sports in college at Auburn. If Bo Jackson had played his senior year at Auburn, these two would have overlapped and been 2 sport players at the same time at Auburn. But as it was, this guy missed Bo Jackson by 1 year. He played football for just 1 season, but played baseball throughout his career at Auburn. He was drafted 7th overall in 1989 by the Chicago White Sox. He played 8 years at first base and then played 11 years at designated hitter, so 19 overall seasons. He's a 5-time All-Star, all of those at first base. 2-time American League Most Valuable Player in 1993 and 1994. He had an 8-year streak where he had 100 runs, 100 RBIs, and 100 walks each season. 1990 through 2005, he played for the Chicago White Sox. 2006, he played for the Oakland A's. 2007, Toronto Blue Jays. In 2008, he split the season with the Blue Jays and then back to the Oakland A's. He finished his career with 1,400 runs, 2,400 hits, 521 home runs, which is tied for 20th with Willie McCovey and Ted Williams. 1,700 RBIs, 26th all-time. Despite all that power, he did finish with a .301 batting average. Very impressive. Career on-base percentage of .419, which is 22nd all-time. Career slugging percentage of .555, which is 24th all-time. 1,600 career walks, which is 10th all-time. 121 career sacrifice flies, which is 5th all-time. He played in 3 postseasons, never got too far. The 1 year his team won the World Series in 2005, he did not play. He had to, unfortunately, watch that World Series from the bench because he was hurt. And no, that's not how he got his nickname, Big Hurt. He got that earlier in his career. And then in 2014, he was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. How many of you were able to get the Big Hurt? Frank Thomas. Let me know in the comments if you were able to figure that one out. We might see Frank again in episode 521 for his home runs, or maybe episode 555 for his slugging percentage, but right now he's in episode 495 for his doubles. This is his 1993 Topps Black Gold. Really like that. All right, so we're going to put Frank in the background for this episode. All right, so the purpose of this episode is to do another VR. This time, it is for my friend Jason over at Basement Card Collector. This is his 3-year anniversary of having a channel. So what he's asking us to do is just to take a step back and reintroduce our channel, so to speak, which is a good idea because I know most of you that are watching this video probably were not around during my first few videos when I introduced the channel. So wants us to talk about how long we've done the channel and then show some things, talk about what we collect and show some things that we collect. So here we go. I had to look back. I started this channel late summer, early fall of 2019. I know it was, 6 months or so before COVID hit. And I actually used to sit in a closet, hence the name Card Closet. I'd sit on the floor in a closet and do the episodes. And so I've been doing it 5.5 years, I guess that would be. I collect a lot of stuff, so I'll kind of run through for you what I collect. Most of my collection is baseball, basketball, and football. And let's start with baseball. I have 2 player collections that I am working on. One is Aaron Sele, who is a childhood friend of mine. So I'm going after every card that exists of Aaron Sele, and I have, all but 15 or so. And the remaining ones I never see. So this is his Leaf Fabric of the Game, certified materials, numbered to 21. And then the other player collection I'm working on is Carl Yastrzemski. He's got thousands and thousands of cards. I'm not going after every single one aggressively, but if somebody's got some and wants to trade them to me, or if I see them really cheap somewhere, I will keep picking up his. Pretty much set for his playing day cards. I think I pretty much have all of those, but he keeps showing up in new sets in modern years. Every year he's got more cards coming out. So that's what I do. Also in baseball, I'm going to pause here and spin the camera around. I am a set collector when it comes to baseball, starting in 1971 and working up to the present day. That's a short look at my sets there. Also starting and not very quickly working on 1961, 1965, 1969, and 1957. And then a little bit along those same lines, I'm a Red Sox team set collector, and I go all the way back to 1901. So that shelf of binders shows all my Red Sox team sets, 1901 to the present. And then these are just the ones that aren't graded. The graded ones I keep elsewhere. And then also in baseball, I like to get into the shiny cards. So I do a Red Sox shiny card team set every year. Finest refractors, Topps Chrome refractors, and then if they exist, Prism refractors or X-fractors. So I'll just show you some examples of some of the cards from that collection. Topps Chrome refractor, Rickey Henderson. Topps Chrome X-fractor, Curt Schilling. Topps Chrome refractor, Nomar. Topps Chrome refractor, David Ortiz. And then a couple of things I do just for fun. They're not checking boxes or anything like that. I collect all the pre-1970 cards of players that I remember from my childhood. And I say pre-1970 because everything from 1970 forward is in those sets. So players that were my favorites as a kid that had cards pre-1970. Steve Carlton. Pete Rose. Tom Seaver. Rod Carew. And then in addition to that, I collect the career Topps run for some all-time greats that I'm not old enough to remember playing, but of course I've heard about them and know all about them. I've picked 4 guys that I'm starting off with here. Stan Musial, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Warren Spahn. I will soon be expanding that to Frank Robinson and probably Don Drysdale. I'm sorry, Sandy Koufax. They will probably be next. All right, that does it for baseball. Let's go to football next. So football, again, I'm a set collector. Let me turn the camera around here quick. So I've got all the Topps football sets from 1970 on forward. Just finished up my binder edge project for those. And then when Topps went out of football after 2015, I switched over to Score. So I'm curious to see what Fanatics does with the Topps football brand, because possibly I can start doing Topps again for football. And then like with baseball, I do the Topps Chrome Refractors, Topps Finest Refractors, X-Fractors, Prism Refractors of Pittsburgh Steelers, because that's my favorite team in football. So just showing a few examples of those. We've got Topps Finest Prism Refractor of Troy Polamalu. Topps Chrome Refractor, Jerome Bettis. Finest Refractor, Rod Woodson. And a Finest X-Fractor, Ben Roethlisberger. All right, then switching to basketball. Got all the Topps basketball sets from 1970 through their end of their run, 2010-11. And then I switched over to hoops. There was 1 year of Donruss in the middle. I have not finished the binder edge project yet for basketball because the basketball sets are so small that, you know, you can fit 3 cards here, and there's oftentimes more than 4 sets in a binder. So I don't know if I'm going to have some overlap or what. Just haven't gotten around to figuring that one out yet. But there's the basketball sets. And then when it comes to basketball, my team is the Lakers. So I do the shiny cards with them as well. Topps Chrome Refractors and X-Fractors when they were around. Here's Karl Malone on one. Here is Shaq on one. And then when Topps stopped doing basketball, there was a gap of a couple years where there were no shiny cards, really. And then Panini Prism came along, so I jumped over to Panini Prism, and I am doing the Prisms, Silver Prisms, Hyper Prisms. There's Lonzo Ball. Here's an Anthony Davis. So I do the team set every year for those too. And then with basketball, I do have one thing I do on the side that just for fun. There's a product called Revolution, which I really think is cool. So I pick a Lakers player every year, and I get all the parallels for Panini Revolution of that player. So this is 2017-18. My man was Brandon Ingram that year. This is the Galactic. But I get all the parallels from that set. So there you go. That's kind of what I do. That's what I collect. I've got, I'm definitely a checklist, check offer, large part, but I also have these side projects I do that are just fun. So that's kind of what I collect, and been collecting, for sure since 1980. When I was old enough to start purchasing my own cards and going to get my own cards on my bicycle. A few years before 1980, I was given cards or would get them if we were at the store and I asked for them. So, I'm 45, probably a good 45 years into collecting here. And I never really stopped. I slowed down a little bit during times of my life where I didn't have as much spendable income like during college and early career. But it's been a great pleasure, something that keeps my mind at ease, and just, collating cards, very therapeutic for me, and it's just a good time. So Basement Card Collector, I'll put his link in the description to this video. Happy 3-year anniversary. Go check out his channel and give him a sub if you haven't already. Thanks, everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend. Talk to you again soon. Bye now.